time is a charm.
Yes, welcome to Girlsplainers.
Yes, welcome.
And oh my god, I'm so happy to see you.
Yes.
This is episode
6.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too.
Yeah.
It's a milestone every time, actually, it feels like.
Yeah. Tell me, what's up? We haven't seen you for a whole 3 days.
Exactly. Life is good. But the most important is that we had a girls, not weekend, but the girls overnight adventure.
Yeah, which is crazy. That never happens.
That never happens.
Never happens.
And it was so much fun, as always, in this group.
Oh my god, it was.
Yeah.
It was us and 2 more friends, and we got away.
Yes.
We drove like 90 kilometers away, and we stayed over at night, and we laughed and we cried, we ate and we drank.
Yeah. And I thought I'm gonna feel like, okay, now we talked and now it's like we're good. But it felt like when I was driving home and I was just thinking to myself, oh, I feel like we didn't have enough time to talk about everything.
Exactly. It was actually amazing. You don't get to do this with a lot of people. Like, I literally had pain here in the muscles from laughing.
Me too. I had here.
And while we are even bringing this up, because we thought that this is just the beginning of episode 6. But we want to bring a topic for the next episode, and we kind of want you to be prepared because we really want to talk about women's friendships and how important they are. Because I think like we have really nice friendship, and we have this like a really nice women's group, and we want to like dive more into it.
Yeah, and it's important in life.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It is like crazy important, and there are also a lot of ups and downs in women's friendships,
of course,
and also like we go through different kind of stages of life, and we just got to thinking about it, and so that we talk about next week or next
episode.
Next episode.
Yes.
But I know that you wanted, because it's always like one time we take your topic and another time we take mine, so now it was your idea.
Yes.
So I'm so looking forward to hear you introduce today's deep topic.
Yes, today's deep topic. Yeah. It's deep, but it's not that deep. Yeah. It's not going as deep as maybe the previous 2 ones, but it is still kind of important and kind of deep. But I was thinking about how in life when we're born and we're raised in a certain family, in a certain place and time, and we feel we are being we think that the way your family works or the way your country works or whatever is the base, or is the baseline for how you live your life.
Yeah.
And it is kind of, when you're small, you think that's how the way things work.
Yeah.
The political views, there is obviously a lot of values that come into with how you're being raised and stuff. But then when you become an adult, you become in charge of your own life. You unfortunately or fortunately in a way, fortunately, and you kind of have to relearn or unlearn certain things, certain values and certain stuff.
Yes.
And I thought that's what we should talk about today, the things that we have unlearned throughout our adulthood. So that was basically that I've been thinking about, and I've been thinking about a lot, and I know that off camera we've been talking about it also kind of a lot here and there.
Yeah, because I think that a lot of things we as women have to unlearn to kind of move to the next level.
To evolve.
Yeah, to evolve, exactly.
Yeah, so I was thinking about one of the things, if I may, start by that.
Yeah, it's your podcast.
Well, we share it, so no, but I was thinking, we've talked about a lot about this, and it is the relationship to food, relationship to what health means to us,
Yeah.
relationship to how we look, and how we talk to ourselves about it, basically.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah, and one of the things that always screams to me, and I am kind of proud of it, as something that I have accomplished in my life.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to say that it's a bad or that was a bad thing that I've been raised in that way, because we were raised in the 90s, in the early 2000s, and
Yeah.
whatever the media was sending to us, the culture diet, the two-week miracle diet. So
yeah, it was a lot about dieting. I feel like a lot of media. And yeah, when I was like a teenager or like 16, 17, 18, I was reading Cosmopolitan.
of course, who didn't?
Yeah, now I haven't even seen. Is there still Cosmopolitan?
I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, I hope not.
No,
Like,
or I hope it's a healthier version of
Yeah.
whatever we had.
although I doubt it, but
Yeah, but exactly. No, but I was, and actually one of my algorithms
yeah.
have actually, as if they knew that this is what we were going to talk about, has showed me one of the videos of how women were perceived in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And there was a picture of Jessica Simpson when she gained a little bit of weight, and there was a picture that went through all the social or all the media, not social
Yeah.
then, but all the media, like, oh my god, look at her, she is so fat now or whatever.
Yeah.
And I look at that picture today, and I remember living at that time and
Yeah.
thinking, ooh, she got chunky.
Yeah.
And you look at the picture of her from today, and I was
Yeah.
just like, she looks normal.
Normal,
She's not. There's nothing wrong with the way she looks. But with that point, the unlearning
Yeah.
is that, my unlearning is that whatever the scale tells you is not your value. It doesn't, those 2 extra kilos this week versus last week, or what, I don't weigh myself.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's maybe how I have that healthy relationship, but I try not to weigh myself.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that's really important, to be able to disconnect from whatever says on the scale is all of a sudden my value. If it's not what it should be,
Yeah.
then it's already like, okay, now you're doing wrong. Now you have to punish yourself
Yeah.
by eating less candy, by working out more. With that, workout as not being a part of a punishment, but as
Yeah.
being a part of the pleasure, and having that narrative changed. I think for me that's really big unlearning from my earlier teenage years.
Yeah.
What do you
For
think?
me, like, yeah, I would say,
Can you relate?
yeah, oh my god, of course, just like you, I also grew up with those images of how, like, that ideal and like obviously not being able to fit that ideal, like, right from the start. Yeah, and everything that have to do with diets. I would say, like, teenage years is like a whole different thing, because that's also where you grow up and you like go through a lot of other things. Obviously go through things all the time, but it's like a very vulnerable period of life. But I feel like if I would have to compare myself from my mid-20s to my mid-30s, then yeah, there's a lot of things I had to unlearn. And like you also mentioned, a lot of like this health and lifestyle bubble can be quite challenging to navigate. And as you say, like, because maybe in my 20s working out or diets and all that was all about how things should look and a certain weight bracket I must fit in. And like you say, like, are you not on that weight, then it's already like, I mean, your life is already shit. Or like your mood is crap, or you are not there where you're supposed to be.
So you go and run 5K just to punish yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're constantly on this like kind of a weird cycle of going after some kind of ideal that you're not able to meet, but somehow you've felt the pressure that you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And now when I'm like in my mid-30s, I feel a lot different about my body, about how I look. I'm like a lot more comfortable with who I am, and kind of also more accepting of not being perfect, but at the same time I'm very like happy of where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more about like right now when it comes to training, for me it's all about longevity, to keep the muscles, to have the energy, to look good, but not to look good in 2 weeks, to look good in next 15 years
or more or longer,
more,
yeah.
You know, so it's not as surface level, it's not as superficial, and it's not as desperate.
No.
Like I feel like I would say like the desperate need to be something fast, be something else, fit into some kind of for me was has always like in my mid-20s I was very focused on that, always kind of on the border of not being like where I want to be. Why I had some kind of weird picture of where I have to be, I don't know. In my 30s it feels like a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you did that. Unfortunately, I did it. But like if I went to like, I don't know, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Christmas, you eat a lot, obviously, because it's Christmas and it's all about food, basically.
Yeah.
But then I had to punish myself by not eating.
Yeah, okay.
Because soon it's New Year's Eve and I have to look good. Like I didn't overeat, because that's also the part of like that kind of unlearning, that you don't have to overeat.
Yeah.
During those Christmas days, because that's when you have the food that you like. It's like calm down, eat as much as you feel like eating. Don't punish yourself then by working out and not eating 2 days before New Year's Eve, for example, because you need to fit in your dress and it cannot be the bloated yourself, your bloated self, because you overate the last couple of days. And I feel like that's for example is one of the things that I have worked hard on unlearning. And
because it's not easy to skip this toxic cycle at all. And
no.
When you talk with women, like I feel like when you talk with women in our age, even like just pick up this topic, like this kind of very toxic relationship with diets and working out, almost every woman, I don't want to even say like every second woman, I feel like almost every woman that I meet and that opens up about this topic, there's always some kind of history of eating disorder, and those eating disorders, they are, also very sneaky, because they no longer look only in one way. This obsession with extremely healthy food only.
Yes.
This obsession with working out like crazy.
Running marathons.
Yeah, running marathons like twice a week. I mean, like all of this crazy stuff. But it comes from this, it comes from people commenting on your body all the time. It actually took me, I don't know how many years. I think it was a couple of Christmases ago. I was already living in Sweden. It was the first time I told my mom like a hard boundary, and I said, that's it. No longer I want to hear any comments about my body. That stops here and now. She was a bit like, it kind of like, because it felt like it was a normal thing, like, because I feel like I was very often commented about like, oh, you've gone up in weight, oh, you've gone down in weight, beautiful. You always get like the praise of, wow, you did so nicely, you've so nice, you've dropped the weight. What happens in the back of my mind, no one gives a shit. But that's like, I would say like the 20s, and now in my 30s, it's like, I also have had to unlearn a lot of things. And a lot of has to do also with like accepting who you are, and also surround yourself with people that accept who you are. Because I also have had comments in my relationship about my body. And trust me, fuck, that one's a hard one.
Yeah.
And you realize that so now like when I'm out there like meeting someone, I'm like, you know, if like you're not into this, then just let's draw the line here, because I'm not gonna become bigger, smaller, shorter, longer, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's never, you know, it's not gonna change. It can get better always. Like you can like, and when I say that, I mean better for me.
Yeah.
Not for anyone else. But yeah, the whole body and our relationship with our bodies. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really, 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 really not easy.
No, it's
Or
not
it
easy.
hasn't been. But sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
I just want to say I feel like you have very, very healthy relationship with food. I think I still have some kind of. Sometimes I can like. I would say I don't know. Sometimes I would. No, I would say like it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
But it's easy to go back in the old, you know, patterns, because that's kind of what is the baseline. And then to unlearn it and relearn it is really hard.
Yeah.
Because I was also thinking about, when I was thinking about this topic, was about how in some ways we go through like a body type being in fashion.
Yeah.
How can that be? That's crazy. And I wanted to also.
It's so unfair actually to women. I would
No,
say.
and it's because it's never like the men body type is ever in fashion, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I find it's also. And as you say, like, you don't know what's happening in people's heads.
Yeah.
Whatever the comment on the body can be, you know, you might mean it well, you know, or as a compliment, but you never know how it's going to get perceived.
Yeah.
And I come from a family genetically blessed with large breasts.
Yeah.
And every single one of us has that as a complex.
Yeah.
Every single one of us, because you don't want to be known, and all of us, we talked about it many of times, are being known as the girl with the big breast. And it's like, that's there's so much more value to you as a person than whatever, like, you know, long legs, big breast, big head, big ears, big nose, small nose, you name it, you know.
And nobody actually wants to be seen on, like, it's nice, like, yeah, you know, like, if someone like can appreciate the way you look, but it's never like the surface that you want people to see.
Exactly.
You know, I feel like it's just one big beautiful bonus, and I think rarely people are bad looking. I feel like everyone has something beautiful about themselves, especially when it comes along with a great personality. But
but that's what you want to be judged on, not the way you look. You want to be judged on who you are as a person, how you treat other people, how you behave in certain situations. You know, that is what gives a person a value, not big blue eyes.
Yeah.
Or brown eyes, or small blue eye, whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But yeah, there is a lot of focus on that, or there has been. I think, like, in our circles, I think we're pretty healthy here. But I think that's
so,
because everybody has done the inner work.
Exactly.
So it is definitely unlearning some of these toxic habits. Like, I don't know, even like, I would say, you know. Like I think I mentioned that already at the beginning, but it's about, like, you know, really, instead of focusing how things look like, focusing on how things feel like, and actually, are they good for you?
Exactly. Does it make you feel good?
Yeah, does it make you feel good? Actually, are you a happy person, or are you doing things that you want to do? And of course, you need to have focus on your health, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but taking care of yourself doesn't always equal to, you know, meeting some kind of crazy unrealistic beauty standards.
Exactly.
Especially now when you look on, like, Instagram algorithms, like all the fitness girlies, they are like 22. So I don't know, I have nothing in common with that story.
No, and also it's like, I get it, you're a fitness girly, it can be your personality, but I like to eat focaccia with a lot of olive oil on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the fat percentage is in my body, I don't give a shit about it. Like, I work out because I like working out.
Yeah.
I like to, and I feel about, like, I think about how am I going to be in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, that I want to keep my body healthy so I can feel the way I feel today. In 20 years time. But I will eat focaccia, I will eat, candy if I feel for it, I will eat ice cream because it's a hot day outside and not worry about the fact that it has X amount of I don't even know how much calories is in food, because I don't care about it. And eat vegetables because you like them, not because you want to punish yourself because you had pizza yesterday. It's like, it's about balancing it and not going from a place of punishment.
Exactly, the punishment, that's the word. I think a lot of women punish themselves through like different kind of but
men as well. As well.
Yeah, I've seen that men do that as well, actually. Yeah. I think probably men also have some kind of, how to say, there are certain standards maybe that they try to live up to, but it doesn't maybe, I don't think that it affects them that harshly, like women. Yeah. Because women are judged all the time, like,
Yeah. But I feel like a compliment from a woman means to me much more than a compliment from a man. Like, for me, that's, if a guy compliments me, it's like, it's not like they do it a lot, but like, even if they do, it's just like, okay, whatever. Like, what do you know? You don't know anything about my life.
Well, for me, a compliment is a compliment.
It is nice, but it's valued less if it comes from a man, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but this is the one thing. I would say, being able to appreciate your body, appreciate your health, your youth, in a way from the inside and not from the outside validation. And try to like fend off all the cultural weird glitches that still are out there, and try to just like some kind of annoying insect, just like
exactly, treat it nicely.
Treat yourself and your body nicely. And what else do we have?
Then we have I know. Then I was thinking also about the traditional way your life is supposed to look like, and I was and unlearning the fact that whatever the traditional is, because in every culture, every household, it looks a little bit different, but unlearning the fact that you don't have to, for me or for how I'm raised, not again, not coming just from my family, or not only from my family, but for cultural, it's like that you need to find a boyfriend, settle down in a way, like, and the quicker the better, for whatever reason, and you have to get engaged, and
there's always like that kind of like a certain years mark,
exactly, like 20 plus,
the age wise, and then also like how long you've been together, because now it's already time, like he should be proposing
exactly, and then propose within 5 years or whatever, and then be engaged only for a year and a half, and then get married, and then hopefully get a kid within 2 years, and then maybe another one.
Less time there.
Exactly.
Then also parallelly, like get the education, and then
find a job,
degree this and degree that, and then kind of like
exactly get the title that you need within by 30. You should definitely hit one of the milestones when it comes to work, when it comes to buying an apartment, and buying a bigger apartment, and buying a house, and all of that traditional way of looking at a house or a dog or a villa or what you name it. All of that has to happen within a certain time frame, and I feel like unlearning that pressure is still a process. I wouldn't say I'm accomplished.
And we talked about it a lot last time as well, exactly about this timing of life. And I think now when we just say these things out loud, you know, this like this traditional time frame, it's already clear that's never gonna happen. It hasn't happened, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, you clearly need to unlearn it. And you know, when you say this, it just made me think about, especially, and yeah, we're thinking about of this, like especially like for women, and it made me think like, isn't it interesting how women get congratulated a lot on these things? Like you get a congratulations, you know, when you get engaged, you know, when you get proposed, you get congratulations when you get married, you get a huge congratulations when you find out that you're pregnant, you know, all the baby showers and everything, and then congratulations when the kid is born, and then they're baptized or something, you know, or whatever in the culture. You don't get that many congratulations on some kind of other, like, not so traditional fights that you fight. You don't get congratulations for, well, I've got congratulations for ending relationship, but like often... But like, yeah, you know, like, but that also...
But that's new.
That's a new one.
That's a new thing. That's a new trend.
Usually it's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No.
But yeah, you don't get congratulations because you made a lot of money, or you made an important investment, or
you quit the toxic work environment.
Exactly. You don't get those, like, it's not as common.
No.
I think, of course, from my personal perspective, I get congratulated because somehow I ended up surrounding myself with people that see these other accomplishments, but also because they have unlearned. They have unlearned that there are more to life than just this traditional way of living. There's nothing else about nothing wrong about it. It's beautiful. All these things are beautiful that happen. I don't think we're saying that it's something wrong with that.
No.
It's just like, for a lot of people, for a lot of women, it's not going to happen in that order. And
it's perfect that it doesn't happen in that order.
Exactly.
And I think unlearning the fact that it has to happen in that order is the key here. Yeah. I would say.
Exactly. And another thing, and that's something that I've been thinking about a little bit lately, and that I think kind of piggybacks on this same topic, is that how come that there is this old traditional way, and I think that's when we really have to unlearn, all of us, is that women's kind of, I wouldn't say success, but like just, you know, kind of determining whether she's doing good in life or not is very much centered around her relationship status. Like that we have this... very centered about, is she married, is she not, is she engaged, is she not. You know, at some point I used to be engaged, and it gave me a lot of, like, I wouldn't, like, everything that happened in the background doesn't matter, but I had that status. You know, I had the status of, like, I was engaged, and it was a good status. How come, like, you know, how come, like, and now I'm not, and people are like, oh, I'm just thinking, like, do I have, like, anyone, like, in my network, someone single, you know, that you could meet, like, almost like as, you know, let's just go and fix her right now, like, right away. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be with someone, or, you know, but it's a nice thing, but it's like, isn't that funny? Yeah. Like, do you notice that, like, in your circles? Or, like, in a culture in general?
I noticed, because not now, obviously, or but when I became single after I ended my previous relationship, and I was 24.
Yeah.
I was 24, and I remember that pressure of like, okay, now you're single. Yeah. Now you need to find somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's again an unlearning that took me a long time, and it's interesting because by the time I've unlearned that at that time, and I decided, no, you know what, I don't want to meet anybody. I want to focus on myself, and I want to make sure that I'm feeling good with myself, about myself. And then the second that happened, me and Alex started being together.
Yeah.
But I think that had to happen for me to appreciate that relationship and the fact that we were together. And it wasn't, because the way we got together wasn't from a place of, I don't want to call it desperation, but a little bit, like, you know.
No.
Because there was a point when I was meeting guys and I was just like, you know, a little bit like, oh, I need to make this happen because
I must make this work out, you know.
Exactly.
Otherwise it's going to be catastrophe, and of course that never works.
No, that worked many times, right? It was a success story for many. No, never. No, but I think that's why the way we found each other was, or at least I found him, I don't know, from his perspective, but from my perspective, I think I was able to pick him actively more so than out of desperation.
Yeah.
And that was an unlearning, and that took a couple of years of me being single and you know, first not wanting to meet anybody, then desperately wanting to meet somebody, and then being like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Like, you are at that time 27, you know.
But still you get some kind of some part of the community, maybe like not your friends, the closest friends, because hey, we've cut out all the wrong people of our lives. But at least I don't feel like that for my friends. And,
no, exactly.
But there is this cultural expectation, like
the
that
societal pressure.
Yeah, like that if you don't have that that +1, that there's like a piece of you missing, and it shouldn't be like that. And I think that it's not like I would say I feel like that right now, but I think that's because I also have unlearned that in a way. Maybe because I have some years, had I been like 25, 27, I might have felt differently. But I think that's also one of these big unlearnings in women's life. Yeah. And like you feel a big difference between your 20s and 30s, I would say, about this one.
Yeah, and I feel like, as you say, like I think there's also, okay, you're single now, so who are you seeing now? Are you seeing somebody?
Yeah.
You know, and I think even if it's not an active pressure, it becomes a passive pressure.
Yeah. Or even like the fact that people are like, don't worry, you're gonna find someone. You know, it's like, now I'm worried.
Yeah, exactly. And is there anything wrong about being single? Is there anything wrong about, but there is also the value of like, okay, like if you're single for too long, like what's wrong with you? Why haven't you found somebody yet?
That's true.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like that's really interesting, and I think it's really. But that goes back to actually what we talked about a couple of podcasts ago. Like, what do you bring to the table now?
Yeah.
Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Present me with your results from the latest, you know, adventures.
Exactly. But yeah, interesting. But I think you're completely right. You have to. Kind of decenter your identity and your happiness, regardless of what your relationship is, relationship status is. Because guess what? Being in relationship is not guarantee happiness. It's not guarantee you any kind of like a safety net. It's not gonna guarantee that you're gonna stay in a relationship forever, because that's also not guaranteed. So basically, just chill. Just do your thing. Find the right person. Or not find the right person.
Exactly. But find yourself. That's more important.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also, now that brings me to one more thing, is like, that I wanted to also mention, is that the traditional stuff, it also means that whatever your way of doing things is the right way of doing things for you.
Exactly.
You know, it was the same thing when we were gonna get married, because we decided to do that. We weren't engaged before. We decided we're gonna get married. There was no engagement. We decided we wanna get married, we wanna have a party, but we didn't wanna spend all of that money that other people are doing as well. We were like, what should we do? well, this is the first date, the court is, it was available on the court, so we were like, okay, let's book that one. And then we were like, okay, well, since we're already doing it, should we have a little bit of a party? Because you don't want it to be like, okay, you go there by yourself.
Just another day at the office.
Exactly. So we're like, okay, well, let's have a party. And then we had our tiny budget.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, how do we make this happen? Well, let's have a house party. Let's have a home party with our closest ones and stuff. So that was also untraditional. And I remember my brother, when he found out how we're gonna do it, he's like, yeah, that's typical you guys. Like, he was like, yeah, of course you're gonna do it like that. Yeah. And I feel like that's how you're supposed to think of it. Like, of everything, not only wedding, but this is just a good example. Yeah. It's like, you can do things your way. Don't think about how traditionally it's supposed to look like.
Exactly.
Just do it your way, because it's good for you. It matches you and your brand.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I remember you telling about getting married. At that point, we were only colleagues. We're not that even close, and it took like long time until you finally like even showed some pictures of your wedding. And I thought, yeah, it's so beautiful. And isn't it always? And now me getting a little bit like cheesy here, but isn't like the untraditional stories always the best ones?
Yeah.
So it's like something else to think about.
Yeah, exactly.
When things don't go exactly by that plan, that's when like the whole magic kicks in.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it's special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are more points that we need to unlearn.
Yes.
I think that was the one that you mentioned was about like really stop caring what other people think.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the time they don't think about you at all.
Exactly. And even if they do, it reflects more upon them than what it does upon you. Like,
Exactly. Just a second, I need to bring my list in front of me, because I made a couple of like really nice points that I wanted to share with you actually. That goes under this.
Yeah.
And that were really important for me to kind of unlearn and learn. And that really goes about like not caring what other people think. But I really wanted to share with you and hear what you think. And one of them was waiting for somebody's permission to do things.
Yeah.
Being this polite girl that never, is not gonna, cross someone's boundaries and not gonna be the inconvenience, or just somehow, I don't know why, where did we learn that in our 20s, to wait for somebody to give us a green light to do things. And now I'm like, I'm not waiting for anyone's permission, I'm doing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. And I think it also comes with that we use different adjectives towards men versus women.
Yeah, that's true.
If a guy is being dominant, it's always meant in a positive light, or usually.
Yeah.
But when a woman is dominant, it's always meant in a bad light, or not always, but it usually comes with a bad light. If she takes too much, if he's dominant, he takes a lot of space, and if she's dominant, she takes too much space.
Yeah. That's true.
And I think that also comes with the values, and I think it's a really good and really important unlearning to like be yourself. And if you feel like you should take place here and now, don't wait for anybody's permission. Nobody's going to give you permission ever, because everybody's worried about themselves.
Exactly. Nobody really cares
about their own permission.
Yeah. That actually kind of goes with the next one that I also written down, and I really like it. It's about like that learning to be unapologetic and like stop being the good girl always, because I feel like how come, and that goes also a lot about like that we're expected to be these good girls that going to just make sure that everybody's all right. Sure, I'm gonna make sure that everyone's all right, I'm gonna make sure that everybody's included, but sometimes you just need to like unapologetically go after exactly what you need, whether it's career, whether it's your life choices, whether it's your relationship, asking for things, going after things, without, this, oh, excuse me, may I just? No, excuse me.
No, speaking of excuse me, I have actually, I think it was 2 years ago, made an active choice to stop saying I'm sorry as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because saying I'm sorry is, you already put yourself in a good girl category, and you're already asking for permission. Like, I'm sorry, I just have one more point. No, you're not sorry. I have one more point. I'm sorry, it's gone. You know, unless you're actively trying to say you're sorry for something because you did something wrong, but you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. Yeah. So that is also an unlearning in works.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that every single boundary that you push, and you think, okay, you know, at least that's how I look at it. For me, is sometimes, you know, there is this thing that I want on the other side. I just need to get over it, over that kind of boundary that I've maybe put up for myself. And then when I get over it and I go to and get over to that place I want to be, I'm like, well, I was waiting for so long. Nobody even really cares.
No, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think also you need to have a certain journey in this. But I think that when you grow up, and also like in your 20s, and maybe like also the culture that we come from, feels like, you know, you're expected to be this good girl, and that's what's going to give you the acceptance, and you're going to be valued, and you're going to be loved, and you're going to be, and then if you just no longer want to be this good girl, then you suddenly also labeled like as complicated, bossy, you know, instead of just being assertive or stuff like that. So that's interesting. And always and often also can be a lot of can be thin ice too.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, you know, because in certain situations you kind of somebody might not like it. Especially I'm thinking about work.
Yeah.
I'm thinking sometimes also about work. I'm like, oh.
But all the situations where it doesn't work for the other person.
Yeah, of course.
Then it's very like, oh, you're being complicated. Yeah. Am I?
Yeah.
Or am I just not fitting into whatever you want, whatever mold you want me to fit in right now?
Am I just not comfortable enough for you?
Yeah, exactly. But it's also, I find that's another unlearning, is that you're not supposed to fit anybody else's mold other than your own. Yeah. And you have to kind of unapologetically go into your own path. This is what I want. But it is hard. It is hard to not bend yourself, you know, to fit somebody here, now, there. And then all of a sudden you just kind of lose yourself in it again.
Yeah. You lose yourself because sometimes you feel like you're gonna lose something by not adjusting.
Exactly.
And then it's kind of like, well, lose at the end of the day. But catching yourself, especially like in a vulnerable moment, like sometimes I'm also thinking like, am I like agreeing here too much to something, you know, or like, am I not pushing hard enough? Like, so this is constant. It's not like you're done with this.
No.
But yeah.
It is this push and pull. It is very much this push and because I feel like I am pretty assertive, I would think.
I think so.
Yeah, but I often still catch myself saying like to myself like, God damn it, you should have said that in that moment. You should have reacted and not brushed it off or laughed it off or pretend like you didn't notice it. You should have reacted in that moment. But then, of course, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the issue maker. I don't want to be the one that points fingers. But sometimes you have to actually do it to make people realize that they're not... they're pushing it. They're pushing your boundaries, and they've done it multiple times in a row. When it comes to work, when it comes to personal relationships, when it comes to a lot of other things.
One positive thing now when you're saying that I remembered about, like when someone's really pushing your boundaries or in some kind of way, and I'm talking work or relationships or friendships, it can be anything. Sometimes we are so afraid to put the foot down because we are like conditioned to be like these, that it's, you are conditioned to think that being this good, agreeable kind of girl is gonna like smoothly, you know, allow you to like pass through this complicated moment, and that's fine. You know, the boundary was crossed, but it's okay. This time it's no problem. But what is the good thing that we always think that by setting a boundary, you know, something bad is going to happen. But so many times, 9 out of 10 times, when I've put my foot down and said stop to something, or like asked for something clearly, I gained a lot more respect. So somehow you feel like, oh, the world is gonna fall apart, you know, the relationship is gonna collapse, you know, the work opportunities is going to disappear. No, often you get a lot more respect. So that's a good thing. That should be an inspiration to be like, yeah, a lot of people actually respect that.
Yeah, and then you also respect yourself. I think that's a great point. That's a really good. That's a really good point.
And the ones that don't respect it and kind of like crumble under it,
that's on them.
Goodbye.
And you also have to take that note, take it with you.
Exactly, because that means that it only worked because you were the easy peasy kind of situation, and now when you're suddenly not,
exactly,
things look a lot different.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're complicated, and suddenly you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But in somebody else's. It's not my business what they say behind my back. If they bring it up to me, then it's my business. If they don't, not my business, not my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Really. Let's stop giving a shit at all.
Exactly.
Completely.
Yeah. Easier said than done, but
easier said than done, but really necessary, because I feel like all the good things that came in life were because you stopped looking from some kind of accept from outside, or being afraid of some kind of external judgment, and look for the power within, from within. That's when things start actually rolling, because people are going to have opinions all the time,
of course.
And the most funny thing is that, and that's also something I've noticed, is that it's not the neighbor or somebody you met on the bus stop that is going to raise an eyebrow. So often those are the people that are closest to you.
Yeah.
That are going to raise an eyebrow, kind of silently think it's not going to work out, silently wait for it to say, see, I told you, didn't work out. It's usually those people that it's sad, but it happens, and it happens more, and we don't like to admit it, but it is like that.
Yeah.
I have seen it, and I see it even now on some things, and that just makes me think that just do it, because don't wait like for the whole cheerleading team to line up for you, and you know, it might never happen.
Yeah.
You know.
It will most likely never happen, let's be honest. Yeah. Because they're never all going to come at the same time, settle an appointment on, and be like, woohoo, you go. No,
exactly.
It's not going to happen.
Exactly. So that also, you know, and it's really interesting that another thing that I've noticed, and that's maybe not so much under this topic, but like it is about the support from other people. Usually the biggest supporters are the ones that done something similar themselves, that know how it is to do hard things in silence, not under the spotlight, and when things look ugly, they know it, and they usually support, and they also do it because they know that somebody that you consider like your closest circle probably is not there cheering for you.
No.
It's kind of like ironic, but it is like that.
Yeah.
Interesting
stuff.
So yeah, lots of things to unlearn. I think there are way more, but
then it could just be a podcast in itself, like the unlearnings of life.
Yeah, or like some kind of 24-hour live event.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I really liked actually to give like a thought on this, because unlearning is a process always.
And ever evolving. So there's
Yeah.
going to be plenty more in life that maybe what we're doing today that we're going to have to unlearn. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But thanks for bringing this topic
yeah,
up,
thank
because-
you for joining me in this.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
What's up next?
Next is Love is Blind, traditionally now.
Love is Blind.
Season 9.
Season 9.
Season 9, US edition. We have watched now up until...
Until they went on, I saw yesterday until they went on vacation.
Okay.
And they, are in Mexico.
Yes. So what do we think?
I like it. Really good drama.
Mm-hmm.
I had forgotten how cheesy the American versions are.
Yeah.
And like you said in one of the previous episodes, that the UK version, and I know we said about the Swedish one as well, is that they're a little bit more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the American version, or like the way, I don't know, maybe, okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement here now, that I feel like Americans look at marriage and relationship with such a like idealistic and kind of very unrealistic look on things.
Yeah.
Or maybe because, I think they've just been brainwashed by all the romantic movies.
I think so.
ready
That
into the
culture.
stuff- that culture,
Yeah.
It's like, so that's kind of...
Everything has to be great.
Yes, and like those initial conversations of what they want in relationship, I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's not wrong that they want these things. It's more like that's never gonna happen. But
Yeah.
okay, call me cynical. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, keep on dreaming.
Keep
Dream.
on dreaming.
Yeah.
Your like your romantic sea level. Oi. Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
Your
it's fine.
romantic sea level rom-com.
Yeah, that's true.
So that, but there are a couple of really nice couples.
There's a couple of really nice couples. Oh, sorry. May I? Because you're going to drink water. So I'm like, let me just jump
I
in.
always need a glass of water before we start the
Exactly.
Love is Blind session.
Yeah. No, but for me, I actually have to say that I really enjoyed the drama that they showed between, and now I have to look at their names.
Yes.
Blake, the accountant, Anna, Patrick, and Casey, and how all of that forms into whatever comes afterwards, because they've spent a good chunk of time on a relationship between like who's gonna pick who and why it didn't work out in the end. And I found that really refreshing, because they usually skip through a lot of the things that didn't work out, and here it was really nice because the enmeshment or entanglement of all of that gave, of course, it's sad for them, but it gave me joy.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, okay, so Blake likes Anna the most, but Anna is between Blake and Patrick, and they know that both of them, Patrick and Anna, are Asian, and they kind of are drawn towards each other because of a little bit based on their background, drawn towards each other. And then Patrick also is seeing Casey, but Patrick really likes Anna. But so when all of that bomb explodes, and I found it was really interesting, and I wonder what happened there, and maybe we will find out later. I really hope, because what happened, according to what we saw, and this is my conclusion, and I might be wrong, but this is my conclusion, is that Patrick said to Anna that he thinks she's gonna come to a party and she's gonna be the one everybody looks at because of her energy, how she presents herself. And I think she felt really scared that she's not going to meet that standard of whatever that.
What a pity, because she was fantastic. I really liked her.
I really liked her energy, and I really liked who she represented herself to be, and I think that really scared her. And then after that, from what we saw, or how they want me to interpret it, is she realized she's not going to meet that, so she got scared and ran away.
Yeah, she did like a full-on Houdini act.
Exactly, disappeared.
Yeah, completely disappeared. Doesn't happen often actually in the show.
No, it
And
doesn't.
Like they presented all this situation, I think we haven't seen either. So
Exactly.
thumbs up for Love is Blind production team.
Exactly. Finally giving us the tea that we wanted behind the curtain.
Yeah.
That ends up being nothing basically. But and then Blake leaves.
Yes.
And then Patrick decides to stay and continue his relationship with Casey.
Yeah.
Picks her. I knew the entire time. I'm like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
This is not gonna work. And then it doesn't.
It doesn't. I want to talk more about Patrick and Casey because
Please, let's.
Because honestly, for me, that one was like the most toxic situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like Casey was very, very, I don't know, I kind of feel sorry for Casey in a way because I feel like she's kind of very damaged. I don't know, the word damaged just comes to mind because it feels like she makes this connection with Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that Patrick is very out of her league, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so because not like out of her league because he would be something lower level or nothing like that. More like he comes from a different kind of social circle. Like it feels like he comes from a completely different space. And she, I think, her dating pool looks a lot different. Just like judging from how she looks like, how she carries herself. I think she dates completely different kind of men. So you're right. Like even I thought that doesn't sound like these two gonna click.
No.
But I in fact I liked Patrick. I liked Patrick, and I thought he was very conscious and like intentional about that relationship.
Yeah.
And he was also honest with her because she goes and she reveals that her ex-boyfriend, don't really know, are they together, are they not, like what's up with that? Why is she now telling that they're still together and he had made her go on a dating show? Did you remember that?
I didn't get that, and I think it was
because
it was weird.
It was very weird, but like imagine you as a woman, you have some kind of situation at home that says to you, go to the dating show.
That's toxic in itself.
That sounds very toxic. Also admitting that in the pods to a guy that actually you have made that connection. And Patrick obviously reacts to this. He's like,
whoa,
what is this?
Yeah.
Because I don't have any kind of ties at home. I've cut down everything. So I'm single. I'm available. How come after all this time suddenly turns out that you're not? And he kind of shares his concerns. He shares also the fact that like how you have allowed to treat you the way this man has treated. I get his question. I don't think things are always that black and white for her. So I'm sure that there's like nuances in that.
Yeah.
Why she's together with this man but what's happening? She suddenly just reveals that she's actually together with someone. In a way.
Yeah.
And she's like, but don't worry, it's just one SMS away, if you continue with me. Because she's like, she really, and Patrick shows his concern, and the way she just kind of like tries to, change the whole topic on like, oh, but I don't know, I just thought it was so weird.
Yeah.
So toxic.
Very toxic.
And and I thought even the way she broke up with him was very toxic.
It was like she says something in front of the camera, and then she says something completely different to him. And it's just like, if you want to break up with him for whatever reason, have the balls and say it how it is.
Yeah, just
don't create more confusion. You're breaking up with him.
But
why are you
breaking up with him? Why are you kissing him?
Why are you kissing him and saying we'll talk later and I love you? Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be that kind of a person.
Because you could see that he was so confused, and of course, he wants to hear the good things.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to hear that there's
because he kind of fell in love with her now.
Yeah.
So of course you want to hear the good words. I don't know. I feel like
nothing's gonna happen there ever.
Of course, we knew that. I knew it from the beginning. But I feel like also with that is also her. She needs to unlearn to try to be the good girl. Don't be a good girl. Just fight for yourself, whatever that means for you. Don't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I freaked out and.
Yeah.
Patrick dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really liked him actually. Even after, I liked him.
I liked him. He was very mature. He was very mature, and I liked the way he approached things. And I didn't like that he went for Casey, even though we knew he wanted to have Anna. That I was like, okay, I get it. You're just kind of like grabbing onto something, but I also understand it. We're humans.
Yeah.
And he came there to create a connection with somebody, so he was very looking for that. Mm-hmm. Is there anybody else that you found, or who was next that you would like to?
Actually, I have only one. I really like the connection that Edmond and what was the girl name?
KB. Calibria. KB.
And Edmond.
Yeah.
I liked their connection.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even pay that much attention to that connection during the pods until she had written something down for him and read it out about how she loves him. Honestly, I had goosebumps.
Yeah.
How can you be so... Yeah, it was beautiful. The words she said to him, and you could just see that. Yeah, wow. It was really I would say, wow, that's love. You don't get to see that often. If it was bullshit and she had us fooled, she had me fooled then. But honestly, it didn't feel like bullshit.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
I agree with you. I think she's very, but I feel like there's such opposites in a way.
Yeah.
She's very emotionally mature. He's very emotionally driven, I would say.
Yeah.
He's very, very emotional, which I like. It's not a lot of men we see that are very ready to cry at any second and stuff like that. So I like that about him, and he's crazy. He's they're two opposites.
Yeah.
He jumps up and down, and she is just this cool and collected person. I think it's so interesting, and it's such a funny combo to watch.
Yeah. But I don't know why, but I hope they make it.
I think there's a lot of, I think there's a chance that they could make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one more couple that I want to talk about. And Joe, and what was the girl's name?
Madison.
Joe and Madison. So clearly Joe don't like Madison.
Clearly, the second he saw her, he was like, I don't like it.
And he's working overtime to convince everybody that he's so okay with her.
I wonder if he's trying to convince himself as well.
I think so too.
Okay.
But it's
we know it's not gonna happen.
No.
I mean, we don't know, but I have a feeling it's not gonna happen. He's she's not your type, and you cannot get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's honestly I wouldn't want to be in Madison's shoes, because it's you're clearly not his type. He clearly doesn't like you. He's not. There's not going to be any attraction that grows over time, because why? Because
he's trying now to not present himself as an asshole. He's working overtime to make sure that we think he's a good guy, because he means well.
Yeah.
But she's not his type, and it's sometimes easier, and maybe it's more hurtful, of course, to get to hear that. But to say something to her and then say behind the cameras now on the honeymoon, oh, she's much bigger than what I'm used to. And it's just okay, but you don't have to say that. And then he's oh, I sound like an asshole. And then try to work overtime to make sure that we don't think he's an asshole. But
he kind of sounds like an asshole, and it is an asshole thing to say. I'm sorry. He could have just said,
you're not my type.
I'm not feeling attracted.
The chemistry is not there.
Yeah, the chemistry is not there because, well, that's completely okay. Like, go out on the street and try to see who you're attracted to. Probably not everybody.
No,
you know,
exactly.
And that's so okay.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He wasn't taken aback by her even when they came out and met each other.
It was clear.
He was in shock.
He was in shock that she is not looking the way he wanted her to look.
But that also shows like that glitch of the show, that it's so easy, maybe because he had some kind of very clear idea, some kind of clear fantasy how she's supposed to look like. Maybe
that matched her voice in his head.
Exactly. And then that what he had imagined was so different. That was just like a slap in the face. But yeah, if I was him, I don't know what I would do if I was him, but I think he could have just did the same as Casey did, just say sorry.
It's not gonna work.
Clearly that there's no way that we're gonna get along on vacation, and there's really no point to continue, because I feel like you're also dragging this girl along because she might feel differently about you.
Well, she clearly feels differently about him.
Exactly, and she might be there hoping that you're gonna change your mind, and that's like, oh no, please, it's the worst is to just hope that something changes, because
yeah, it reminds me actually of the old seasons, the girl that said that she looks like Megan Fox, and the guy when he sees her and looks in the camera like, you guys fooled me. Kind of it's
I remember that. Yeah, it's kind of blurry for me now,
I just remembered the look that he gave the camera when he was giving her a hug when they met the first time. I will never forget that. Yeah. Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I don't know, like, he's really working overtime, and that's really bothering me. Every time he opens his mouth and talks about how much he loves her or how much he's trying to whatever, it's just like, stop it. Like, who are you trying to fool?
Exactly.
Like, stop it.
Yeah. He's probably trying to fool himself, like you say.
Yeah.
And I think more than anyone, he needs that confirmation to himself that he's still the good guy.
Yeah, no matter what.
Even though,
yeah,
they're not a match, but
you can still be. You would be much better of a good guy if you actually were like, you know what?
We would respect him more, you know.
Yeah, exactly. At least respect would be the thing that we would be left with. But no, not this time. Not with Joe. Not like this.
And the comments on the sides. What we've been talking about, like the last half of hour.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like exactly where this comes from.
Exactly.
Why you need to point that out? Plus, she's not huge or anything.
No, she's not huge, and she's pretty. So stop it immediately.
Yeah, for somebody, she could be like a dream woman.
Of course.
So that's and there's also another thing about this couple, is that about her sickness, about her illness.
Yeah.
That one also is kind of new to the show.
Yeah.
That she might go blind.
Yeah, exactly.
That one is also, that is not the guy. If the guy cannot, he doesn't even like you. What are we even talking about?
He doesn't deserve that. No. She doesn't deserve it, and he doesn't deserve it in a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, and other than that,
fun.
Yeah.
Fun. If you are watching, let us know what you think.
Yes, please let us know. Please let us know the gossip, people we didn't mention, the couples, if you have any views.
Drama that we didn't mention.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a lot like you could find in general. I cannot complain, there's no lack of drama.
No, there is not lack of drama. But of course I like it. Obviously I like it. So I'm here for the drama. For the American, I'm always up for drama. I don't know why. It's maybe not so good, but honestly, like the American version, I'm kind of hating it more because it is really that cheesy. Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, just their ideals, like the ideals for marriage and ideals for family. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something that just kind of is plastic to me.
Yeah, it is. But we'll see. Let's see. I want to see more. I want to see what's happening next, because I was really like yesterday when I was watching the last part, I was just like, I want to see more. I want to see what happens after we go home.
Yes.
Mom and dad chimes in, like we did in the UK version. Like that is what opens yet another door, and that's what I'm in for.
Actually, yeah, that's where it really gets interesting. So I think next time we meet, next time we speak, we're going to probably go through everything
at least
till the end.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see exactly. But at least until the end, that's for sure. Yeah, sounds good.
So pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
This never gets boring.
No, it doesn't. So, girlsplaining. Is it time?
I think it's time for some Girlsplainers advice.
Yes. Do you want to start?
Yeah, actually, I have like a funny one. It kind of requires a small backstory, but it goes a little bit back to what we spoke at the beginning of the episode about being the good girl. And I just, from my experience, all the coolest things that I experienced, all the most amazing adventures I went on personally, professionally, things that I tried, things where I challenged myself, I always had like this feeling that somebody is gonna think like, who does she think she is? How dare she, do this? And it always turned out amazing. So I feel like if you don't have anyone around raising an eyebrow or thinking, who the fuck she thinks she is, it means you're not pushing it hard enough.
That's a good one.
You should push it at least till that moment, because that means like that's where the things are about to get good. That's how I feel. I feel like, very much like middle fingers up in the air today. I don't know why.
Perfect. That's a great advice.
Yeah, so that's my advice. Like, push it to the point where people think like, who the fuck she thinks she is? What about you?
Mine is very practical yet again.
Okay.
But it came from two things. But I'm laughing because we were gonna go play we were gonna go places today, you and I, and as a 35-year-old version of myself, I looked at the destination yesterday. I looked where I'm gonna be, how long time it takes for me to take a bike, because I biked from point A to point B. And I used to never do that when I was 20 years old. Never. I would just like run out, like it's around an hour, and then it turns out it's an hour and a half. And then you're just thinking you can somehow speed through half an hour to get yourself to that place. So that's my advice to my younger self, definitely, or girlsplaining. Just check where you're gonna go. Check how long time it's gonna be, so you're not stressing last minute. It's better to stress the night before and figure it out than to stress the day of, or it's like how I'm leaving the house at 8:30. How am I gonna make it on time at 8 to be at that spot where I'm supposed to be?
And it's often like, especially when it's something important, like, or something new, like when you're in this crazy stupid rush, you cannot like be the best version of yourself.
Exactly.
You're always this
once you get there, you're always like, especially when it comes to job interviews. I've done that. One time I came late to a job interview 1 hour because I did the research wrong, and you know what? I got the job.
Okay.
But that is I don't have never. That's an exception, and it was also a little bit of a different situation. But anyways, but do that. Do the research, check it out, so you don't have to stress in the morning about that. It's better to stress like, okay, now I need to leave, and give yourself extra 10 minutes and then leave that at that time.
Yeah, instead of stress at the end.
Exactly, and come in all sweaty and, not your best self.
I love that. I like the Girlsplaining session of today.
Yeah.
Some good practical, less practical, but kind of goes hand in hand. You need a little bit of both. You need the Lulu pushing to the limits.
Yes.
But then also don't be that Lulu to not look up where you need to be and what time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You know what? Good chat.
Yes, as always. Yeah. Good chat.
Good
very
chat,
much.
Good therapy. I hope you got some therapy as well. Hope some good thoughts, some good gossip.
Yes. And thank you so much for listening, if you listened to us up until this point.
Yeah, thank you so much for also reacting on things on the social media and watching the social media short videos.